Yeah, it's a very cool first I tried from Zhang and also Brad. And next one, it will be me. And I will just share a little bit more about what we are sort of doing and basically what we've achieved for the past few months on this AltLayer side and also Autonome side. Um, and and as you can see from this sort of the big banner, right? And earlier we are doing a lot of this research stuff. And for the past few months, we've been spending a lot of time on figure out like, well, what are sort of the new research and technical stuff we can build and to deliver like sort of this verifiable agent platform. And as you can see from the title, right? About like 2 weeks ago, we released the brand new white paper from our team, and basically we are proposing this sort of this Autonome, the backbone of the next generation verifiable and also iterable like sort of agentic web. And as we can see from the previous speakers, right, we can see like so far we already have a lot of agents running in Web 2 or Web 3. And it's already very ubiquitous. We can leverage all different agents to book ticket and to also do the payment. Sometimes we can also order pizza, right? And either in this Web 2 or crypto, we already have a bunch of these agents which can help us to achieve all different like sort of goals we are executing the tasks. And to make it very verifiable, right? The cool thing, like we need to build a bunch of like very crucial components. And one of these components we have at this Autonome is basically POS AVS. And as we all know, right, for agents, even we host these agents on different cloud systems, right? For example, Google Cloud, AWS, and also Microsoft Azure. But we couldn't really ensure, okay, whether these agents can really perform 24/7, or sometimes it can ensure this SLA, like sort of 99.9 during like sort of this period of time, right? So in that case, especially in this crypto era, right, we want to have everything hosted in a decentralized manner. Even compared to this cloud, right, it's much more difficult. So in that way, to ensure this LA and also to ensure all these agents, I mean, hosted on this platform can perform very well. And beyond that, we also basically integrate this agent with all different services we have in crypto. For example, different DeFi protocols and different like sort of these applications. So in that case, right, a lot of these applications right now, actually, they are quite time sensitive. Like if we ask the agent to do this DeFi portfolio management, right, since there are a lot of like conditions, for example, this week, right, there's a lot of these liquidation happening on Ethereum or different chains due to the fluctuation of the market. So in that case, we want these agents can really perform in a very timely manner. For example, if there's something wrong about like some platforms or sort of some DeFi protocols, right, it can quickly behave to avoid, for example, the liquidations due to the fluctuation of the market. Or sometimes like we really need to make sure it can perform all these tasks in a very fast way. And beyond that, as we can see, right, there are also a lot of this social impact, and sometimes like if this agent is down for some time, right, it can also impact the other agents or the other protocols. For example, people want this AXBT to reply sort of the messages in a timely manner instead of like you send a message and it replies in 1 or 2 days, right? Basically, the news or the information already obsolete. And beyond that, sometimes if this agent, right, for example, the DeFi agents, as I mentioned, right, if they're not available for some time, it probably can also impact the other agents. For example, one is doing this Oracle, the other is doing this lending or borrowing protocol. And if they are down, probably they can heavily impact some other protocols on top of it. So in that case, as the first very crucial component we have at the Autonome is basically this POS AVS. We are working closely with the Eigen team to build this AVS to do this regular health check and also this monitoring of the status. You can treat it this way. Compared to we just host this agent in a standalone, like sort of instance in either on AWS or Google Cloud. Now we have this a bunch of decentralized set of operators to do this regular check on this the CPU usage, RAM usage, disk usage. So in that case, right, if some agent is not performing very well or couldn't really provide this uptime, so in that case, right, basically this set of operators will basically provide the alert and will slash like sort of the corresponding sticks. So in that case, as you can see, right, pulse AVS is not just for like this kind of heartbeat. At the same time, it can also be at this penalty role for this kind of decentralized like agent system. And as I just mentioned, right, there's a bunch of benefits we can achieve via this pulse AVS. Of course, one is like it's a continuous monitoring of all these status of the agents, right? Beyond that, we also bring this extra decentralization, security, and also transparency to these agents because like we can show like the status of these agents and also the usage for CPU, RAM, disk, and for all these agents. Of course, like since we already built all the stuff and you don't really need to have everything from scratch, right? If you are these kind of developers who want to look into the details, you can definitely check out our implementation and look at these interfaces. There's just some standard AVS interfaces. And beyond that, right, we also have this attestation and make sure these operators also running fine. Like later you will see a lot of these status on the dashboard, and beyond that, if you want to directly query this information, you can also send the requests via some standard APIs we provide. And the second very important component after this, we have the standard heartbeat and health check of this agent, right? We also want to know whether we can verify these agents, or sometimes we can ensure this verifiability of these agents. As Sriram at the beginning mentioned, right? A lot of these agents, we don't know whether it's really handled by sort of the machine or it's just by some human, right? As I just mentioned about this AIXBT, we know that the AIXBT's replies are always very funny and sometimes can also give a very like sort of timely results. So for example, it replies like what are the new projects with the TGE details, and sometimes like when you ask a question, it can also reply with some insider information. So that's why a lot of people have the doubts that whether the AIXBT is run by some humans, probably a bunch of students, and instead of running by this sort of the machine itself. So that's one of the reasons we really want to have this verifiability. Like basically, we need to make sure, okay, it's really run by these machines. At the same time, the like sort of responses are verified instead of like some crafted from some biased information. Of course, like when we talk about this verifiability for crypto AI, right? It basically correlates with the supply chain of this AI system. Of course, when we talk about supply chain, right, we need to ensure the verifiability of the data source and also the training, and also about this inference. After that, it's about the agents. And here we mainly target, like for example, the agent part. So we assume like there's some unbiased data source, training, inference, so we can directly call the APIs from these, like for example, OpenAI, Grok, or this Llama, DeepSeek. And this kind of verifiable system we provide, or the component we provide, as you can see, right, is basically like the TE proof system. And it's quite similar to the ZK proof system, if you roughly know what's ZK proof. So basically, we run these agents in these kind of TE instances to make sure like all the logic, all the data are basically executed in this predefined manner. So no one can really tamper it. Even like sort of the hosts of the machine, they couldn't really tamper the data or the logic within these TE machines. Of course, there's a diversity of this machine, right? It can be Intel TDX, SGX, or AMD SEV. Or if there's some other like sort of open source RISC-V TE machines. But in general, you can choose whatever you want and run like sort of the logic and data you provide in advance. So in that case, you can see, right, all these data or the logic we have basically running in this TE, and the agent basically guaranteed by these TE machines, we have this verifiability. At the same time, right, if it's just an execution, probably it's not sufficient to prove that these data and logic executed following the standard like sort of policy, right? So that's why we also have some attestation, proof, and also verification on chain. So we collaborate with Automata. So regularly we have this attestation proof of these T instances. So in that case, as you can see, right, apart from like we just trust the T machines, right, we can also have the ability to check these verifications of these proofs. And then after this POS AVS, the verifiability provided by the T machines, and the third very important component we have in the white paper is about this cross-agent routing system. And we all know, right? Right now, we already have different channels between the human users and also the agents. And as Lincoln mentioned at the beginning, right? Probably in the future, we have billions of agents compared to the current status. So in that case, we need to find some unified or standard channels to basically discover what are the new agents in the space and sort of what are the metadata of the agent. As I mentioned, right, some of our agents probably they are responsible for payment. Some of them probably good at like sort of delivering the food. And so in that case, right, we need to figure out ways to really handle this agent interaction with the other agents. And here we propose the sort of the third component. And it's sort of like for all the agents, we provide these unified and also confidential channel for different agents. So in that case, agent A can call agent B, call agent C, get the data via this confidential channel. So basically, the information won't be leaked to the other agents or the other users. You can treat it this way, right? For example, if we want one agent to snap some new like sort of tokens issue on Pump.Fun, right? Definitely, we don't want this agent, I mean, the private data leaked to the other agents. So in that case, when they call each other, right, it would be great, like we can have this confidential channel to make sure, like, sort of like if one agent doing something, the other agent won't really have like sort of the leak information. And as you can see, right, on our side, we already have like different modules for this cross-agent routing protocol. There's some standard registration services, queuing services, and also payment services. And it's not just about like sort of the agent already hosted on Autonome. If there's some other agents in the other platforms, you can also follow the standard or these interfaces we provide, and to call the agents either hosted on our platform or like basically hosted on the other platforms. And as I mentioned, right, so the good part about Autonome or AltLayer, and we basically have everything done. We basically finish all the heavy lifting. Even you look at all the three components, right, it's not as straightforward. If you look at the white paper, we also have this mathematical proof. So in that case, you know, right, it's quite sound and solid. But at the same time, if you really want to implement everything from scratch, right, it's very painful. So that's why I finished all the heavy lifting. As you can see right now, if you visit the website we have, you can just choose a bunch of parameters you want, like different agent frameworks, and also like whether you want to host this agent in a secure environment or in just a normal environment. After that, like the platform will automatically launch the agent within a few minutes, and by default, you will enjoy all these benefits from these three components we provide. And since last year, we've been closely working with a bunch of partners like this Coinbase team on this agent kit, and also this SNZ team on this ELIZA, and also Hyperbolic on their own agent framework, right? And if you go to the website, you can choose like sort of these different agent platforms. Like basically, if you want to launch any tokens on Base or these EVM chains, right? Coinbase Agent Key is recommended. If you want to have like sort of this Twitter bot, you can just try out this ELIZA agent and link your Twitter account into it. We also have some standard ways for you to format, like sort of the tweets you want to tweet, and also you can also configure the data source you want to have. And beyond that, right, a few months, like actually last month, we collaborate with East Global. We already have a bunch of, I think, over 50 different agent frameworks developed by the over 100 developers upload to the platform. So in that case, as you can see, right, either you can launch like sort of the agent from the existing agent frameworks, or if you have the ability to develop your own agent framework, right, just feel free to upload via this button, right? Upload your own framework. And then we can also help you to distribute to different users to use this new agent framework developed by you. We're also hosting a bunch of events. You can see if you're free tomorrow, we also have this happy hour co-hosted with Keynote. And just feel free to join us, you who will also be there. And beyond that, as I mentioned, right, just visit this website, dev.autonome.fun, and just try to launch your first agent without hassle. And beyond that, if you have your own agent framework, right, and you want to upload to the platform via the website, if you encounter any problems, just feel free to reach out via this technical support group. And beyond that, if you want to extend like sort of the duration for your agent, right, also just feel free to reach out to us. But in general, as I mentioned, right, the crypto AI is becoming ubiquitous. And for the next few years, probably we can see a lot of these DeFi agents very popular in crypto. And at AltLayer and Autonome, we would like to provide this no-code platform for you to quickly launch these kind of agents. And either this self-hosted or can be like with this verifiability feature along with you. But in the end, right, as I mentioned, that's a trend. And if you really want to be sort of part of this trend, just feel free to launch the agents via Autonome or different platforms. And if you would like to work with us on some new frameworks or some new research, just feel free to ping us via this channel. And yeah, we welcome all these developers and also partners. Yeah, really appreciate your time. And yeah, that's all about this latest stuff about Autonome. And feel free to join us.